Thank you for tuning in to the Witching Hour Frequency, the radio show discussing the goings-on around our small, quaint town. Remember, be in your homes by 11:59 p.m. We have a fun report for you today if you would like to sit back and relax for a bit. First on our agenda is the vast number of reports on children with black eyes. Locals are calling them black-eyed children, as uninspiring as that may sound. So much narrative and drive, and a plot endlessly thickening. Not much else new around here, but perhaps for you, our innocent and drifting listener, it will be something different. Now, let us cut to our weather anchor, Amy, for an update on traffic and weather first. Delightful! A wonderful day for kicking litter around town and staring into the endless void down 4th Street. Also, a perfect time to sit back, relax, and listen, as you play by the old train yard that Dr. Nichols told you to stay away from, Jamie. We know you're there, and so do they. Let's get right to it.
Reports say that the children are between the ages of 6 to 16, often found hitchhiking, panhandling, and, on a creepier note, are appearing at residential doorsteps. They started popping up in the neighborhood about 3 weeks ago, but nothing was said of it, as kids pulling pranks before midnight is normally and typically harmless. We tried to get an interview with one of them, but despite sounding very adult and confident, they would not look at us nor interact for long. In fact, they grew rather upset when asked about their eyes. One did ask to use our phone, but our phones have been down since 1997, and that was off-putting enough for them to just leave. Just before that sad day in 1997, when the landlines mysteriously started to function more like landmines that strangled you when you got too close, was our first sighting of the alien black-eyed children. It was late at night. A young man by the name of John Franklin was driving home from work. He had a long day at the office and wasn't in the best state of mind. He picked up a pack of cigarettes at the nearest gas station to ease himself after the day's struggles. As he approached his car, he saw 2 children across the street. This was odd given the curfew that had been put into place due to increased sightings of a terrifying woman in a trench coat brandishing scissors. Some part of John felt like he should have offered them a ride home, but it was already almost 7 p.m., so he opted to just get in his car and leave. He went to put his keys in the ignition when they slipped and fell to the floor. Leaning down to pick them up, he noticed a shadow cast over them, blocking out the station lights. He came up to a soft tap, tap, tap on his windows. Looking then, he saw the 2 boys, heads down, looking at the ground. He rolled down the window just an inch so that they might talk. "What can I do for you fine young men tonight?" he asked in as polite a tone as he could muster. The younger-looking one of the 2 pointed down at the road, and the elder spoke. "We need a ride back home." He says a sense of fear came over him, a kind of fight or flight. Kind of like that feeling you get when your mother-in-law says she made Thanksgiving dinner. Let us pause for a quick moment for a word from our sponsor, Peaches.
This week's report is brought to you by Meat Whistle Deli. On the corner of Genuine and False, this deli provides raw meat and prepared sandwiches. Be warned, the employees are only there from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The doors do not lock until 7:30 p.m. Do not trust the man behind the counter from 5:05 p.m. to 7:25 p.m. He will not give you your food in a timely manner. You may not be found for months. Gabby heralding was found only 2 days ago across the country, even though the man behind the counter was gone for 3 minutes. Thank you to Meat Whistle Deli for sponsoring us this week. Back to you, King.
Thank you. Now, John was stuck in an odd position, confronted by 2 innocent enough boys just looking for a ride home. It should have been so easy to say, "Hop on in," and drive them to their house. They pointed in the direction he was going there anyway, but he didn't say, "Hop in." He couldn't. The fear was gripping his heart tightly. "Where do you live?" is what John asked instead. The elder child responded, "Just a little ways down the road." John decided to do the right thing and said, "Let's go," his hand already moving through the door locks. "Thank you, John," said the young boy. John snapped upright, as if woken from a trance. "I never told you my name," he said, almost quivering. "Let us in, John," the boy said angrily, now looking John directly in the eyes. They were black. The child's eyes were a solid black. Not even like large pupils, but a deep, dark black that consumed all light near them. There were voids that were drawing out all of John's will to run, scream, cry, do anything. He was fixed to his seat, stuck looking into that abyss. Suddenly, the gas station attendant ran outside with a gun and screamed for them to leave. The attendant had heard yelling and suspected a mugging. The children ran off into the night, slowly fading from view. Sometimes when alone at night, on dark roads, you can still hear that soft tap, tap, tap against the driver's side window.
Black-eyed children. Strange. There are no known casualties of these odd beings in our reports, but perhaps that is more a testament to how thoroughly the victim is disposed of. We have plenty of unsolved missing persons reports.
They've never shown up in any of my nightly rounds.
Oh boy, if I didn't have a reason to fear children, I have one now. I am surely no newcomer to cryptids and urban legends. In fact, I have been to Chicago. But children, with blacked-out eyes no less. Bigfoot, Mothman, Mrs. Goldstein's casseroles, I can do it all. Save for kids. I do appreciate that they know what they want at such a young age, though. Wish I had enough confidence to threaten a man's life back then.
I thought those casseroles were only made during times of martial law.
Oh, that woman is constantly ready to overthrow a government. Only reason she hasn't attempted ours is because they let her live here rent-free, so long as she keeps her shop running for the tourists?
Sounds like an episode for another time. Lady, your take?
Kids aren't really my domain.
Very fair. Kids are strange little things.
Redacted.
Do you have a take on this?
Can't really say. I've never seen a child, only heard about them from the webs and those chain emails I keep getting from Mrs. Smith. Do you all get those too? I never know what to do with them, so I normally just delete them.
Delete them.
Redacted.
You poor fool. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in this week. It was a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Remember to be inside before midnight. Don't approach the glowing blue light next to the Menards. And be wary of any and all children, including your own. Rest easy and good night.
Wait, what about...